This is my 1994 Buick LeSabre. This video is to show you how I was able to remove a wheel cylinder which had one of the two mounting nuts rounded off, and the accessibility to those nuts is of course behind this backing plate. So there's the hub and the brake assembly and where the wheel cylinder was, and these are the parts I used. 14 and a 10-inch flare nut wrench, and then a 14 and a 10-inch open end wrench, 10 millimeter socket, 6-point socket on a breaker bar, 1/4-inch breaker bar, chisel and hammer, and then these are the two wheel cylinders. This is the old one, and this nut was the rounded off one that I had a heck of a time with. And that's the other nut which I mounted both back in, but this one's been cleaned. What I did was, well, let me show you the new one too. This is the new wheel cylinder. Bought it from Advanced Auto. It was $17.99, I believe. And I thought I was in good shape until I started doing some research on finding the mounting bolts, which are M6 by 1.0. That's the number for these mounting bolts, which I now do have. I wasn't going to put either one of these back in because they were somewhat damaged already in the removal process. They were rusted on solid, and this one in particular was very difficult to get off. But just to show you, these are the two, actually the four that I bought, two for the other side that I'm going to mount, and then this one. And these are stainless steel. I paid I think 79 cents at Ace Hardware by me, and they have a heck of a selection. So if you're in need of any particular fastener, I would go to Ace Hardware. At least the one by me has a terrific selection. And this is the part number for the wheel cylinder. So what I did was, when it was mounted on here, I was able to access this particular, that particular nut relatively easily, but this one was very difficult because of the very limited space that I had to work with. So what I did was I actually removed the brake line, which is right behind it. But in order to get to that, I had to get to the I had to remove the bleeder. And actually the bleeder is what started this whole thing, because I was simply trying to bleed my brakes and I couldn't get to it. So I took a hacksaw and cut the edge of it off right there, and then just took a chisel and pounded the rest off. And then I was able to get to this, because you can't get to this with the bleeder in the way. They're just so tight. This is actually mounted like this behind the wheel cylinder. So I had to get that off, and then I was able to pull out the S brake line here completely, and then I was able to get to that, which was somewhat rounded off. But I with 10 millimeter, actually I was able to get it off with a 10 millimeter socket with a 1/4-inch breaker bar. That was the tool that actually helped me out a lot. So that was how I was able to do it, and now I'm going to do the reverse procedure and get this one mounted and get it bled, and then go over to the other side and do the same thing. Hope this helps.